Hello everyone to a little trip report to Bobbejaanland for the Halloween event. It's only a half-hour drive away from my front door, so it's like my go-to amusement park. Think of it a bit as a home game. And actually in my childhood I was only 5 minutes away, so I've been there a lot of times already in my lifetime. And last week, me and Nashi went there for the Halloween event. Now it was school holidays, they ran promotions, about 40% of your tickets. And it was the only dry day that week, so it was immensely busy in that we only managed to do 4 coasters in the whole day, while waiting lines were going between 45 to 75 minutes on every one of them, from kiddie coasters to the most legendary of coasters on which we get back later. Along the park there were 4 scare zones installed, as well as 7 spooky houses, all opening at 3:15 as the park was open that day until 9 o'clock. Make sure to check this whenever you go there, like next year for Halloween, because on regular days without a nocturne, not all the houses and scare zones are actually open. The park was thematized around the scare zones, but also their snacks all had a Halloween touch, like these ice creams and waffles. The best looking zone is around the Wild West village, where you have both the Dias de las Muertas as well as Circus Carnivale. Now I must say, the actors on the later one, they were really into their roles, heavily interacting with the crowd. And most of the shows that are taking place in the scare zones are also more interesting during these late hours, as the darkness adds to the atmosphere quite a lot. Of course, we did a few rides as well. Apart from the above mentioned coasters, we tried out the King Kong attraction. Mostly with the idea that it is suitable if we should bring Tori next time, who was at his grandmother for today, as we didn't want to scare the 5-year-old, though you can buy a sort of button that prevents actors from scaring the children. During midday, of course, it was time for lunch, and I grabbed a sausage and some pea soup. Excellent to warm up the outer shell, as it was dry weather, but it wasn't that warm, at around 7 to 8 degrees, and standing in line gets you the chills after a while. And yes, I mix mayo and mustard, I'm deranged like that. But then the houses and the scare zones opened, and I ended up doing 3 of them. Wrecked brings you aboard a sunken pirate ship with fantastic decorations. Then we did Alice in Horrorland, which is a beautiful and really immersive spook house. We had 4 young girls in our group, as they let you in groups by 4, who screamed their lungs out of every jump scare, resulting in me and Nashi basically having, laughing all the time. The final one I did is in the Wild West village, and as Nashi doesn't like clowns, is Bazaar Bizarre in the Wild West, where you wear 3D glasses to improve the very neon-y experience. While this is actually the lowest rated for scares at only 2 out of 5 skulls, and all the other ones are at 4, while the new one that we didn't do, Next of Kin, is at 5 out of 5 skulls. I actually jumped the most here, and not only because of the very sexy clowns in there, but at the end there's a tunnel with 3D glasses. It's an epic experience. You really try that out. So understandably, in none of the houses you are allowed to film or take pictures, so not much to see from the insides above. Though I did upload a small clip a few days ago on the Halloween parade, and there you can have a pretty good idea of how well the actors were all made up. And then we ended our day with the legendary inside coaster, The Revolution. I was there in 1989 when it actually opened, and I still consider it my all-time favorite coaster. The clock that plays there is just an icon of my childhood, and so I also picked up the new Revolution merchandise pin for today's souvenir. I didn't take up the Halloween one because that just said I survived Halloween without any reference to the park itself, so that was a bit bland. It was worth it in the end, so you have to pay extra, but if you see the decorations and everything, it's in every park here, both in Belgium and Holland, that those spook houses are an extra fee. And in hindsight, I should have taken the multiple houses passes for them, but heck, that's something we know for next year. But it's definitely worth it to go there, and until next year, where I'll be back for more Halloween goodness. Or maybe sooner for Winter Bobbejaanland, because Santa's house is already being erected, as you can see here. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye bye!